Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Art and welcome to another hot summer comic book haul. Today is Today's Sunday as I'm filming this. I've been busy the last couple of weeks. Last week was SummerSlam, so I was kind of in and out of the house. Yesterday I worked a little bit and worked on some overtime a little bit. Then after that, was hanging out with a friend of mine doing some stuff, and I finally coming back home. I'm like, oh boy. Little man's at the house, so hopefully he's asleep at the moment. Well, he is asleep at the moment, so hopefully he stays asleep for a little bit. Woke me up really early because he was hungry, naturally. That's what babies do. And after 3 hours of sleep, I picked him up, and while my mother was getting his bottle, calmed down and everything else, and after that, went back to sleep. But it's still hot summer. I picked up a lot of wrestling figures over the week, but I'm not going to bore you with that, so that's fine. But I did pick up something today. I picked up this Hulk Hogan, which I passed up on at Target. I passed this up on Target, and I said, I don't need another Hulk Hogan figure. I got a lot of them. Then I thought about it. I said, maybe I should pick up that Hulk Hogan figure. And of course, naturally, they're sold out. Then, of course, as you know, Hulk Hogan passed. People are buying his figures off the shelves. The funny thing about it is that Hulk Hogan their family has what they call a legacy contract, which means they're going to pump out more Hogan figures. They're going to. It's just going to take probably about a year. Like, for example, was a couple years ago, Bray Wyatt passed away. And what happened, he was supposed to have a figure coming out, and they stopped that for a while for his family's sake. And plus, hey, there's going to be more Hogans in the future. But, and the hilarious part is that the toy shop owner that I was chatting about it. I said, most people don't understand that they're going to make more. He goes, yep, that's right. But anyway. So, here we go. We got Deadpool's and Wolverines number 2. The first one was kind of interesting because the Laura Kinney Wolverine, I never really read her that much because I was out of comics, but trying to see the dynamic between her and her father, Logan, it's kind of interesting. And then, of course, I've been reading about Deadpool and Ellie, which is his daughter, and they're all teaming up together. I'm like, this is going to be classic. Got Amazing Spider-Man number 9. It's a really nice cover. See them getting this current storyline. I'm kind of like, but that's okay. We got Wolverine number 1 written by Chris Claremont. So I know this is going to be very worth the read. I know. Uncanny X-Men 19. Kind of interesting. G.I. Joe 319. Are they going to bring back Serpentor? Oh boy. No, the funny thing is, ever since they relaunched it at 300 underneath the Image label, I have not read a single comic, but I collected every single one. And last but not least, we got One World Under Doom number 6. I'm trying to think if this is a limited series, because if it is, I was trying to wait till it all ends and then read it all at once. But who knows, I might just start reading it now just to see what's going on. So even though I did pick up a lot of wrestling figures this week, which was kind of odd, because I picked up figures that a friend of mine, he lives near 3 to 4 Walmart in the area where he lives in. There's 3 to 4 Walmarts and about 4 or 5 Targets. Oops. So, I picked these up before he did because they was at my lot. But then again, they had the SummerSlam shipper, which I did not get, but that's okay. Get it. So, the first thing I want to show is Zodak from the Vintage Collection. Now, the Vintage, see, there's the Masterverse, which is like He-Man exaggerated with lots of bells and whistles, based off the new series and stuff like that. But these vintage collections are Walmart exclusive, and they're based off the actual toy from the 80s, which I did have Zodak. The hilarious part was Zodak was supposed to be an evil warrior, and then on the cartoon they made him as some kind of cosmic. They call it a cosmic enforcer, but he's more like I'm a cop, a cosmic cop, and so he's not either good nor bad. So can't wait to break this open, because I went to a toy store and I almost bought the Masterverse Zodak, and I said no, it's been there the last couple times I was at the store, which I don't go to the store very often because it's a hike for me to get there. And I found this on a toy hunt yesterday with my friend and his kid, so that's kind of cool. Next, I just picked up the She-Hulk, Fantastic Four She-Hulk figure. Now, now during the 80s, when the Thing after Secret Wars, when the Thing left the Fantastic Four and the She-Hulk joined, I was reading the Fantastic Four during that period, and it was, in my opinion, a very good run. So when they decided to do, around 2019, they said we're going to do a Fantastic Four series. And it came out during COVID. So I was able to get every single body except for She-Hulk during the COVID run. And that was hard to get because, stores wasn't stocking stuff. Of course, stores they were stocking food and food stuff like that, which is great because I had to do a lot of Walmart runs to buy food. But what happened to She-Hulk was the Savage She-Hulk. And I was like, oh man, this should be tied to the Fantastic Four. So then they decided to release another She-Hulk based off the MCU. Now that when they finally announced this, I was happy. So finally got it. Only three more things left. Next, at that same toy store, which I saw that Zodak at, I bought this instead. The Snake Eyes polar bear set from the Mass Effect series. Now the fun, because this is based off the original G.I. Joe cartoon, which I saw after high school. Of course, Breaker has the first part of the mass device, component of the mass device. One component. Snake Eyes has another component of the mass device. So I'm waiting for the third one. I have all three parts. In the animated show, he got dosed with radiation, and so they made his hands so that they could show him being irradiated. I don't remember his hands being red in the cartoon. I don't remember that, but if it was, okay. If not, okay, no big deal too. But this polar bear, and right now they're killing it with their animal figures. Next is this Psylocke vs. Thanos 2-pack from the Gamerverse series, which is based off the Capcom Marvel Superheroes video game back in the day. I can't say Capcom because guess what? Jada Toys has the license on Street Fighter figures and Storm Collectibles at the moment. So I was kind of hoping of Street Fighter versus, Capcom, Marvels versus Street Fighter, whatever. But this is a cool set right here. At first I was like, I don't need another Thanos, but the Psylocke is cool, so hey, why not? Last but not least, this big heavy box from Hasbro Pulse. This right here was a figure that was debuted, was it early this year or sometime last year? And I never gotten it. And I kept saying I was gonna get it, and so now I didn't realize it was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, so that means the only way you can get it was through Hasbro Pulse. it is right here. Kang the Conqueror. I do have a Kang figure, but once you see what this thing looks like, you'll see why I picked this bad boy up. So let's turn it around. He has a throne chair that with a stand that suspends. That's freaking cool. Oh, it comes with an extra head. A couple extra heads for alternative Kangs. So this is, once I get this together, this is gonna be so badass. Whew. And that's it for this week. Is it? Yep, that is it for this week. Well, you know, hey, it's still summertime and there's still lots to do. You know, please like, comment, subscribe, and hey, I'll see you soon.